Ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday again, so you know what that means. It's going to be a league change, and this time we have no leagues transferring over to a second week. This week is going to be Catch Cup and Little Catch Cup, something like that. The 500 CP or less one. So we're going to be going over the normal Catch Cup, and I've never done one of these, so I wanted to do it in a different way. We're going to go over what events have happened during this season. So what Pokemon you're going to mainly see in your Pokedex, usually, and probably what Pokemon people are going to be using. Then we'll go over teams in real time, which ones I think are going to be good. So let's go ahead and just get into it real quick here. But first, if you haven't, hit the subscribe button. Helps me out a ton. All right, so this is the best way I know how to do it, is to actually go over in basically Photoshop. All right. So at the beginning of the season, some of the wild catches that are going to be available are these. Which of these are going to be good? Let's go through this. Magcargo, I don't think so. Vampy. There could be like a nose pass, I guess, if you want to do like this Bastiodon type team, nose pass double grass, but I'm going to say no. Medicham, I mean, people will make it, I guess. It's not going to be that good. Carbink going to be good. Noibat, no. All right. The next one from Beaches, and I've gone over all these lists, so I'm only showing the ones where I think something good could come from it. And in this one, it's basically going to be Quagsire. So right now we have Medicham, Carbink, Quagsire, I guess Chikorita could be. So these are the starter Pokemon, and then Skarmory, and then we're looking at 2K eggs. Fleshinder could be the only one. So Talonflame, although you have to use an Elite TM on it to get Incinerate. So 5K eggs, you could see Lickitung is going to be the most likely one here, and then Gligar. So why don't I just do it like this? This is easier. Well, we could see, I guess, Mantine and Sableye as well. All right. And I'm getting this from the page for World of Wonders, by the way. Basically, they showed what Mon are going to be at the beginning of the season, so you guys could check yourself as well. I like something here like a Lowland Vulpix, although I think the Shadow is a lot better. I actually think Paldean Wooper is going to be seen a decent amount, and maybe you see G-Fisk, but I'm not too sure. And then Volibee you're going to see a lot of as well. All right, 10K eggs. Wait, we just did 7? Yeah, 10K eggs. I guess you could see Dino, but I think maybe more Dratini, Gumi, Django for Hakamo, Frigibix, and Gumi as well here. All right, and then of the community days, I think the only community day that even is going to have a chance here is Bellsprout for Victory Bell. Yeah, you could go Magical Leaf, but more than likely you're going to see some Razor Leaf combination, and again, you're going to see that with Probopass, probably. I don't know what that other grass is going to be, but it could be anything. And then we also had Pokemon Rediscover Kanto, which is going to be Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise, and they all had their community move. So these Pokemon you're definitely going to see at some point. I think that Blastoise you might not see so much, but I think Venusaur and Charizard you're going to see a lot as far as that event. So then encounter research breakthroughs, again, it's just going to be the same thing we saw before. Maybe double is going to be a part of that as well. I'm trying to go through these as fast as possible. In GBL, basically all these mon are worth you might see just from the GBL rewards, obviously, but we'll go over which ones I think will be the most. And then as far as the hostile takeover, I guess you could see some of these. I think what are we going to see the most here? Probably Pidgeot, I think. And then maybe something like Volibee and Sableye, which we've already seen in the, but these were in the wild, so these are going to be very good. Sableye and Volibee, you're definitely gonna see a ton of Mandibuzz because they were in the wild. So people are gonna have great IVs of that from this season. Whereas before we only got it from eggs and trading. So people definitely got their best Mandibuzzes in this season. And then more Go Battle rewards. Obviously, we have the chance to see all of these, obviously, except Pikachu. And I don't think you're going to see this. But yeah, these Fighting Mon definitely going to be worth looking at. All right, so overall, what Mon do we think are going to be available? I think these are going to be the best Mon you're going to be seeing. Wigglytuff, Venusaur, Charizard, Mandibuzz, Lickitung, Swampert, Poliwrath, Carbink, Gligar, regular Gligar, Goodra, Hakmo-O, Azumarill, Annihilape, Dubwool, Greedent, Skarmory, Feraligatr, and Medicham. And then of those, which ones are actually like very good? And I think these are it. I think mainly your teams. So the first teams I see here. Okay, let's now go over which teams could be good. So what teams do I think are going to be good? I'm going to just put the ones at the top. We're just going to do this in real time, basically. All right. So the team I'm thinking of, I thought of right off the bat, is this team right here. Of Annihilape, Mandibuzz, and Lickitung. So Annihilape, did Annihilape come in? I think it just came in this season. Maybe it came in last. I'm not too sure. And then Mandibuzz, like I said, everyone has a good Mandibuzz now. It was in the wild. You had time to grind it. I know I have a new Lickitung from the Kanto event. I think it was one of the spawns for Lickitung. So I know that I'm going to be using that as well. So what does that mean? If this is going to be possibly the number one team out there, what do I think is very good? And I think the answer here is Wigglytuff, again, from the Kanto event. So if I'm making a team with Wigglytuff, I need to have answers against Charizard. We probably need answers against Carbink and Skarmory as well. Those are the things that are going to be tough. So if I want to make an ABB team with Wigglytuff, what am I going to use? Again, we want to have answers to Skarmory, Charizard, and Carbink. So what is the answer to those? And it's going to be some sort of Watermon. I like Feraligatr here. And then we can go for a safe swap, something that's decent into these. And it could be something like Lickitung. So this is the way I think of team building. So that's two teams. And what teams do we think are going to also be good? So let's look down. We can go for something like a starters type team. So we have Charizard in the front. Something like this, an ABC team. These teams always do well. Usually you want, how do we want to do this? So grass is weak against fire, but it's also going to be weak against Gligar. I like something like a Venusaur lead from these, and then having a Charizard and Feraligatr in the back. Whoops. Charizard and Feraligatr in the back. That was my alarm to wake up for today, but I have woken up early. So this is going to be an ABC team. Yeah, so what else do we have in the back as a team? So there is another pretty basic type team that we saw a lot this season in Open Great League, and something like a safe swap Mandibuzz. Usually this type of team would have something like a Whiscash up in front. I didn't make a new Whiscash this season, but okay, let's preface this. Everyone's going to have everything. Some people are going to have the Shadow version of whatever. I think Shadow Whiscash might have came out this season, so you might see a Shadow Whiscash with this. I personally don't have one, I think, from this season, but yeah, something like this will work. Poliwrath with Gligar Mandibuzz. So this is very close to an open team. It could also just be like Feraligatr here, right? Basically just another Watermon that isn't Whiscash. But these are the, again, how to say this? So those are going to be my 3 or 4 teams right there. In Catch Cup, it's crazy because some people will spend all of their dust. They're like Azumarill was on this list. That is a 500,000 Stardust Mon. If you're going to be going hardcore, maybe you're making an Azumarill to beat some of these teams. You see a lot of Gligar on the list. You see a lot of Mandibuzz. You see Annihilape, Wigglytuff, Charizard. These things are Azumarill is very good against. And if you're going to spend 500k dust on a new Azumarill every season, yeah, go right on ahead. I'm just talking about the teams I think you're going to see the most of, and those are the teams I think you're going to see the most of. So just to go over those teams again, it's going to be the 3 teams are Annihilape, Mandibuzz, and Lickitung. I think that's going to be the most obvious team that people are going to have. The counter to that team, just right off the bat, is going to be Wigglytuff, Feraligatr, and Lickitung. Lickitung just being a very generalist. I mean, I know that I made a Lickitung this season, so I assume other people did. I finally have a good one. Thanks. I mean, the events this season were pretty good for some PvP Pokemon. You have to give Niantic credit for that. The next team I think would be very easy to make is the starter team. And I like personally Venusaur in the front with Charizard and Feraligatr in the back. They both have more coverage than Venusaur does. You're going to, hopefully you made them during the event so you don't have to spend the elite TMs on them. And then the last team there is going to be either a Poliwrath or Feraligatr, which I personally like Feraligatr more, in the lead, with your 2 flyers in the back being Gligar and Mandibuzz, being those, those Mon that are normal in the Open Great League with Whiscash. I'm actually going to open my app real quick and see if I did make that Shadow Whiscash this season. Sorry, bear with me for a second, because if I made that Shadow Whiscash, you're going to be seeing Shadow Whiscashes everywhere. And I have a feeling that it was, actually, now that I think about it. Okay, I made it on 2/1. No, which was more than 90 days ago. So, okay, wait, let's go to recent. What's the most recent Shadow Whiscash I have? 2/1. Okay, so yeah, that's not this season. So yeah, those are the 4 teams I think are going to be good. This was an interesting video. Someone let me know in the comments if you liked this type of video. I just wanted to show what kind of was available during this season for the main part, and hopefully you guys can look in your inventory for these Mon, and then which Mon are going to be the best in the season. So in using that, what 4 teams are going to be good. I don't know. Hopefully that was helpful to y'all. If you liked it, hit the like button. If you haven't, definitely hit the subscribe button for more videos, and I'll see you in the next one. Hey, thank you for watching the video, and if you want to continue to support me, definitely click that subscribe button. You'll see any content coming out, and if you want another video on this same league for some more tips and tricks to other teams, check that video out right there, and I'll see you in the next one.